Hello, everybody, and welcome. Sorry, a few minutes late here. I had to end up another call. Today, we are going to talk about raising private money. So, um, how many of you here have an interest to know more about raising private money? And the main thing is that we want to distinguish a couple of things first, okay? What is private money? A lot of people have a little bit of confusion here about what private money is. So there are two types of private money. One is institutional private money, and the other one is money partnerships. Okay. So institutional private money is when you work with a company that actually put their money together to loan out. And a lot of time it's like a hard money. It's not that the lender per se has the money. He knows people that have the money. Okay. And these people in the background loan with the lender. Now, the money partnership is somebody that you know directly, and they go ahead and partner with you about the deal. So you find the deal, you're going to supervise construction, and they're going to put up the money. That's the money partnerships. So a lot of you probably in the beginning are going to work with private money or hard money lenders, I would say. Okay, and hold on one second here. I'm trying to see if some of the issues here with my pages. It should be good to go. Okay, sorry about that. Some technical issue. So a lot of you are going to probably start working with what we call independent or institutional private lenders, and which are hard money. And then as you establish yourself more as an investor, this is where you're going to create money partnerships. So let me explain to you a little bit my personal story about this particular thing about raising the money. Back in 2001, so I had been doing deals before. I used hard money, I used owner financing, I used a lot of the creative type stuff. But then in 2001, I said to myself, okay, let me leverage some of what I've done already because I had the experience and I worked already with people that had money partners, quote unquote, that had loaned me the money. So I said, well, if I go out there and get a lot more people involved. So in 2001, I went out there and I did what they call nowadays real estate syndication, where basically I showed people that had the money how I was able to do deals over the last few years and the profits I turned around. So I just showed them proof of my closing statement. And by doing this, people said, okay, how do we work with you? We want those returns too. Because I told them, I can give you 10, 15, 20% return on your money. Where, as you know, even nowadays on stocks, you don't get that type of return, right? So that's what I was able to do. And with that said, I went out there and I got this money partnership going on. Now, there is a hard way and an easy way to do it. The easy way, that's the one I'm going to talk about right now, is basically you have somebody that wants to loan the money. So you create like an LLC for that particular project, for the building, for the development, whatever the case might be. And then you and them are the owners of that projects, are member managers in that LLC. And so you become an owner with them. It doesn't matter that you don't have any money to the project. So they could put up the money 100%, but because you have an ownership interest into it, then you are entitled to share the profits. Okay. And there is nothing wrong with that. Now, if you get the money, but then the money you go ahead and investment without attaching the money into a project. So let's say you have like an account and you get money from different people and then you use the money for projects. That one can get a little bit tricky. That's why you have to be careful because you have to do certain disclosure. The SEC, the IRS are going to wonder what's going on with that money because unfortunately, a lot of people have taken advantage. I remember 20, 30 years ago, right? There were these people going from town to town, putting up these seminars and getting in people to invest their life savings and then go out there and buy a yacht and travel the world and use the Ponzi scheme, as they call it, right? So you have to be careful that you don't want to do that. And obviously, the government cut down on that really, really hard. So, with that said, the best way to do it is to go ahead and um, get the money attached to a specific property project with you as the owner together with the money partnership, and then you guys can split the profits or you can give them a percentage back. So the title, when you go to closing, what I do is I give instructions to the title company, because the title company, the other thing is certain paperwork filed. I file paperwork to secure the interest into the property. So there is like a lien on title that goes for their money, like a bank would, right? The banks put lien if they loan you money to purchase a house. So that's the same thing with a private lender. So but I instruct the title company how much they have to pay. So for example, if the private lender put 100,000 and I'm gonna owe them 105, 110, title company waits for instructions. It's because I am owner with this lender into the property. They cannot sign off unless I sign off as well. So it has to be a mutual cooperation. And obviously, there is other paperwork agreements I make with this particular lender so that we're all on the same page before we even get into the venture. But that's how you can work easier with private money. So now I know we shared with you a PDF a few days ago, and I actually wrote a blog post article about this as well. So you might want to check it out on realestateinvestingwomen.com. Please check out the website. And but one of the things is the first thing you want to do, and there are 3 steps into the PDF that I talk about and some other information. So make sure you download it. It was the beginning of the week. But one thing that you want to do is definitely, go out there. And how do you find these private lenders? Is by basically letting them know what you're doing, right? So it helps to have a little bit of experience, So like I said in the beginning, you might have to use institutional private lender or hard money lender just to get things going. And then soon enough, after 3-4 deals, then you have the clout and the experience to show people that you've done some deals and now you can get into partnerships. So my suggestion is that's the first thing you should do. And then the other thing is to get your paperwork together. When I did my meeting for raising private money, honestly, in 2001, I didn't know what yet to be done. But be ready to answer some questions, right? Like, how is my money protected? What if I need to liquidate quickly? What is the return on my investment? Things of that nature that they want to know before they invest with you. And have some paperwork ready to substantiate that, okay? And keep everything and the third thing is very transparent about it. And that was one of the reasons when I was working in 2007 when the market went down. And because I was very transparent, I've been transparent all along. And I sat down with them and I said to them, look, this is what is going on. And you have 2 options here. We can liquidate and you can get what you can out of these deals. You might not even get all your original investment back, or we can move them into rentals and ride until things turn around. So there was nobody getting mad, no lawsuits, no bankruptcy. I know a lot of our investors that were using money, they went belly up. They had to file bankruptcy. I didn't have to do that because I had full transparency all along. And that's why it's very important to work with your investors and make sure they know that, everything is on the up and up and you have full disclosures in everything you do. As far as finding this private lender, how did I do it in 2001? Well, some of them were investors that I was working already with for my wholesaling deals, because when you're wholesaling, you are selling to people. A lot of people have the cash, right? Or credit lines or some money to buy these properties. So I knew who these people were, part of my buyer list. Another way is I work with title companies, and I worked with title companies for years and mortgage brokers. And so I told them, I said, well, just go ahead and let me know who is if you can't let me know, at least invite them to a meeting, because obviously they know who comes to a closing table with cash. The lenders know, the financials, so they might not tell me, but I say, can you give them an invitation to come to a meeting? So I work with different people in the industry to get me those referrals, because honestly, beside my private lenders my buyers from my wholesaling, I didn't know anybody. I wasn't really connected. I hadn't grown up there. I didn't go to school there. I didn't know anybody there beside a few people that I had done deals with. So, and I guess sometimes it's good to be like that, because, you come in the industry, and a lot of people are afraid, maybe because they know people, or they don't want to get a bad reputation. So they're worried about that. But you're offering something of value. Trust me, people want to make a higher return on their money than what they get from their stocks or anything else. And so if you can offer that, and they see that, the money is protected, and it helps, what you're doing. That's why maybe doing a few deals before on your own with our money might be the way to go. And they will work with you. Okay. And the other thing is I want to share is that I did only one time. I did a meeting. We invited about 60 of them. 25 showed up. 6 of them signed up that night. I probably would have had more, but honestly, I didn't have all my ducks in a row. I didn't know if I was going to work even. And so I didn't have the paperwork together. I didn't have answer to some of their questions. So with that said, with those 6, then it was just word of mouth. So it exponentially grew from there. And then after 2007, we moved a lot of these things. We had over 20 properties at the time that we were working on, and we moved about 1/3 of them into rentals. The other ones we went ahead and liquidated. But some of these lenders passed away, some were elderly since then, and some of them I still work with. So this is a lifelong relationship that you establish with these people, as long as you're honest and on the up and up. So like I said, make sure you check out the PDF. Make sure you check the blog article. I go into a lot of a few other things on there. And if you are a student or you want to become a student of ours, I do have training on this particular series of private money. And what I have in the training is also the paperwork that I personally used to get all the situation together. I have the paperwork about the non-disclosures, confidentiality. I have the paperwork that the lender had to sign to agree to loan with me. I had the paperwork for how I establish the proposals, how do I pay, what they need to know. So all the paperwork is in my training for the students. And for everybody else, if you do want to know how to be part of the community, we're going to post a link for you to book a call, and we can talk further how to do so. Okay. Now, one of the things I want to share, there is a raffle, and I was told a lot of you are really, really expecting this. So let me pull it up here, the information. See, I was send it to him earlier. There is a pink Kate Spade purse. It was posted in the group, so I'm not going to bring it up here. Pink Kate Spade purse. And the winner is, you need to message to questions at realestateinvestingwomen.com, is Michelle Williams. I think they spelled this wrong. Michelle Williams. So go ahead and message to questions at realestateinvestingwomen.com for your Kate Spade King purse. So I know a lot of you were really waiting for that one. Great. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Hopefully this gave you a little bit of insight about private money. My thing is this: unless you are already well connected and you know people with the money, it's more of a matter of how you're going to present it to them so that they feel safe investing with you, right? Like I said, the main 3 questions they're looking for is, how is my money protected? What's the return on my investment? And what if something happens and I need to liquidate? So those are the 3 main questions. There's some other ones, but those are the 3 main. So if you're well connected and you know people, great. If you're not, you're like me that didn't really know anybody, maybe start with wholesaling, and or fix and flip using private hard money. And then as you've done 3 to 5 deals, use that, leverage that experience and knowledge and start showing people, hey, I did this deal and this is the profit I got at the end. Just show them closing statements, and then work with title companies and lenders and mortgage brokers, and they will be able to refer people to you or get in contact with the people that have the money, but they want to see the proof, right? Because they don't know you yet. And once you get this going, trust me, it's word of mouth. It snowballs from there, to the point that we had a waiting list after a couple of months of people that I just said, I need to make sure I give properties to my core group first, and then we opened up the door for more. But the thing is, my core group also started exponentially grow, right? Because they start making money more and more and more. And so the thing is, they didn't want anybody else. So we had to close the group several times just because of this. And then obviously, as the year passed, I got my own money more and more. So I don't use as much private lenders anymore. Most of the time, I use them more as a favor working with them. Because of the long time friendship. But anyway, great. I think this was helpful, hopefully, to some of you, opened up to different possibility. Don't forget to schedule a call with us to see how you can become part of the community. And like I said, I do have training with all my original paperwork, including the invitation that I did in 2001 for raising my first core group of lenders, all in part of the training. Okay, talk to you soon.